everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers will love nothing more than to finish out today's game with a second notch in that win column. It's the Jaguars going up against the Steelers.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is Marlon Mack, the rookie from South Florida. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They go play action with Roethlisberger. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive linemen and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. He's dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Throwing here, Dobbs. And going deep for Hill. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
And he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see. Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him. That's 30 yards now in the last two plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Now on first down, it's Washington again. Oh, twisting away. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here? On third down, here's Bell. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down. Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it. Oh, this ball hangs out to the right. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good. The Jaguars getting set to go. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again? Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. 10 yards still left on second down. They'll run with Mack. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down. But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball. And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal. And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out? He was looking for Eli Rogers that time. And that'll bring up second down. Out of the gun, Dobbs. Buying time to his left. And that'll be incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. Third down here. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Gain of 9 that time on the scramble. 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up fourth. So this was a case of better safe than sorry. All the receivers were locked up, so he had to try and run for it, but he ended up having to slide short of the marker. And Mike Tomlin going to roll up the sleeves here and say, let's go for it on 4th.
Let's go. Here we go. Next round.
They'll run it with Bell. Now Bell hit. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a first down carry by Bell. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Again, it's Bell. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
On first, here's Washington. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's why you see so many teams play a 3-4 defense, because that set gives you a lot of flexibility about where to bring pressure from, and it's hard for an offense to pick it up. Left side, right side, up the middle, especially with some really flexible linebackers.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. Fights loose. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit, thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A give to Bell. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
They'll go again with Bell. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. The give is to Bell. But he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
On 1st and goal, Washington. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now Dobbs into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he's going to get this one all the way up to the 30. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Okay, every now and then, my defensive bias will leak out here. Abysmal play for them. You've got them backed up, and you let them out.
Couldn't take advantage. And you know who's happy? The punter. Because if he was needed, they gave him a lot of space to work with now.
Yeah, because he would have had a lot to think about, right? He'd step over the back line and give him a safety. Now he's got room if he needed it.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Remain in a scoreless first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Now Mack. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here's Mack. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Now a carry from Mack. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain here down to the 22. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. Powers, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. T.J. Yeldon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And coming up later tonight in the NFL, we'll have the Chiefs heading down to Houston to take on the Texans. And then on Monday night, it'll be an NFC North battle. Vikings and Bears from Soldier Field.
Traditional rivals getting after it one more time.
And he's got some space here. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
They're throwing it on first down, but no one was open, so he gets flushed out of the pocket, runs towards the sidelines, gets out of bounds with a good gain and a first down.
Out of the pistol, it's Bell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On play action, it's Dobbs. He's going to look deep down the field. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Myers able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you work on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And before we could even hear from Larry, we're back and ready to go in Week 5. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Tyreek Hill on the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Back to throw Dobbs. And he finds McDonald. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And spins away. They find some open field here. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Let's go.
On second down, Dobbs. And they're going deep for Hill. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The Steelers on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is third down and 12.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a fourth down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
So that's their third trip to the red zone, but all they have to show so far is 2 field goals.
Tough sledding in this game for the offense. They get to the red zone. Normally you count on a minimum of 3 points in each red zone trip. Not so far in this game.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. So the D-line's going to spread out. They go play action here on first down. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. He's got it at the 15. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 51 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Staying on the ground with Mack. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
On third down, Yeldon. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
So it's only 3 points on this opening drive of the third quarter. And even though that stretches out the lead, Charles, I think you'd have to consider this a win for the defense, no?
Couldn't agree more, Brandon. That offense got themselves in prime position to really open up this ball game, but the drive stalled out. And yeah, 3 points is very easy to get back in today's NFL.
Now they finally get to him, but not before he's past the 45 to the 46-yard line.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And some room to roam now. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take it down to the 40. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
A beautiful spin and room to run. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. And this one's right there, and that pushes the lead to 13-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Caught out left side by Robinson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. A 1st down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll run it again with Yeldon. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll also be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a few. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Lambeau will put this one through, and in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch right down the pipe, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
And he didn't leave much doubt there, did he? Good snap, good hold, and that one was dead center.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. They'll pitch it out to Bell. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And he goes out right around the 39. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a play fake here on first down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Ryan Shazier in there to get him for a loss of 5. And to give this time to the tailback. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Cameron Hayward able to drop him for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. This one complete, right side to McDonald. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On second down, Washington. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And at this stage in the game, every play is magnified here as we get down to the nitty-gritty. Starting the drive with a give to Mack. He takes this from the 30 to the 34. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Even score late in the 4th. Let's see if the defense can play within themselves, not give up the big play and contain, and keep this knotted up. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. Ten-yard penalty there on first down, so now first and 20. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. Third and long.
Short gain, last two plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. The Jaguars on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 16. Here's Roethlisberger. He finds Beckham complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. So just about a minute to go here. Tie ball game.
As fans, we love free football. But the guys in the field don't. They're going to attack and go for the win right now.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff to Yeldon. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And Lambeau will put this one through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's 3rd and 5. Back to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that,